Well, hey there, guys. Hope you guys had a great night. Oh my God, what a freaking night! What a night tonight was. Oh, now I mean I'm wearing the Minnesota Wild because I do not have a Minnesota Frost jersey yet, which I do plan on getting. But holy cow, the Minnesota Frost, they become back to back Walter Cup champions, and unlike last year. Now, I was at the game last year when it looked like we had won on home ice in game four, and all of a sudden the refs got together and they all said, nope, no goal, and the Frost ended up losing. They had to go back to Boston and they had to finish the job in Boston, which they did. And I was thinking tonight was going to be the same thing. I really, unfortunately, was thinking, oh, this is going to be the same thing. They struck first. They got the first goal of the game, which really got the crowd into it. And I'll tell you what. You go to. I mean, I'm not sure how it is in Montreal or Toronto, Boston, New York, or Ottawa, but the environment at those Frost games, oh my God. I mean, amazing. Amazing. Over 11,000 people packed the XL Energy Center tonight. 11,000 people. Now, of course, some people would say, what, you can't put, why couldn't you put 18,000 people in there for I don't know, but 11,000 people for PWHL game, that's not bad. Especially, I mean, here in Minnesota, we love our hockey in Minnesota. And, and the ticket prices are not outrageous either. They're not, playoff tickets for the Minnesota Wild are craziness. For the Frost, it's not, which is cool. And it's just, the environment, there's kids everywhere, there's signs. It's a hell of an environment. It's a great, and I'll tell you what, those gals, yeah, oh no, they don't hit hard. Excuse me, they don't hit hard. Are you sure about that? Because there were some hits. There were some crunches in the corners tonight. I swear to God, they would have rivaled an NHL game. They go at it. Those girls can go at it, and I'll tell you, there were a couple of times where the gloves didn't get thrown down. They didn't get thrown down, but there were a few times it was why I oughta. They were there. It was very tense. There were some moments where it was a tense environment, and not a lot of penalties. There was only one penalty on either side, I should say there was one power play for each team. Minnesota and Ottawa, each team only got one power play. Then they had a scrum where they took one for each, so they played 4-on-4 for a bit. But the Frost, they get that first goal. They get that first goal in the second period, and it was an unbelievable tip. Just an unbelievable tip that gets. At first, even looking at it on replay, I was like, "Did that really go in?" And then they kind of showed again. Yep, right, tucked right up under the crossbar. Just a beautiful play. And so, it's scoreless after the first period. It's 1-0 after the second period. And I'm thinking the whole time, they need a second one here. They need a second one here because toward the end of that second period, the Ottawa Charge were coming. They were coming, and they were coming strong. And I kept thinking, yeah, the Frost are going to need a second one here. Badly. They're going to need a second goal here. And even they came out in that third period, and they still look good. They had one little lapse. They didn't, they didn't quite get on the gal back behind the net, and she went fired the puck out in the slot, and her teammate just fired it home, tied the game, and it's just like, oh no, and I'm just like, ugh, and I'm thinking the whole time that Game 3 went to 3 overtimes. 3 overtimes. And it's just like, oh God. I'm like, this could be trouble. But it goes to overtime. And then just, I mean, and I'm thinking the whole time it's going to have to be a perfect, almost like a perfect type of play. I kept screaming, get somebody in front of her. Get somebody in front of Phillips, the Charge goaltender. Get somebody in front of her so she can't see the shot, because if she sees it, she stops it. I'm like, get somebody in front. Take her eyes away. Take a shot and get that stick up there. Try to get a deflection, something. And then and when it finally happened, it was a battle down. It was a battle down in front, and Liz Sheppers, I mean, Johnny on the spot basically bangs it home. The crowd goes nuts. I go nuts. The equipment goes flying. The everything in the corner. And I'm thinking the whole time, I'm honestly, I'm looking around like, wait, is there something funky going to happen here where all of a sudden the referees are going to huddle together? Because that's exactly what happened in Game 4 the year prior against Boston, against the Boston Fleet in Game 4 of the final at the XL Center. And I'm looking around, I'm like, nope, referee, she's pointing. And I'm looking around like, no huddle here. Nope, no huddle, nothing. Good goal, and we go crazy. It was so neat. First time ever I have been at a game where a trophy was presented, and I mean, I got pictures. I took about a 20-minute video of the trophy presentation, and seeing Kendall Coyne Schofield for a second year in a row come out there and accept the Walter Cup from Billie Jean King. It just and seeing him carry it around, and just, I mean, nobody left. Nobody left. The Ottawa, I mean, even I'm looking over, and I mean, I'm taking video, I'm getting shots. The Ottawa Charge team, they didn't leave the ice. They didn't leave. They watched this entire celebration. They didn't leave the ice. And just seeing, because the cameras kind of got some close-ups on their face and just how dejected they looked. And that, they got nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, absolutely nothing. But it's the kind of thing where you go and you see something like that, and you're like, yeah, we want to be on the other end of that. We want to be on the winning end of that. And the MVP went to what the hell is her name? Abigail Phillips, I believe is the Charge goaltender's name. She got the MVP, which, by the way, she did not look happy. Ivana Kloss presented the trophy, because that's who the MVP trophy is named after. She's presenting the trophy to the goaltender of the Ottawa Charge. She's taking this, and she's just like this, just like, no smile, no, she's not happy. I can't blame her. I mean, you're winning the MVP, but you're on the losing end of the championship. It's like Connor McDavid last year. He wins the Conn Smythe Trophy. Did he come out and grab it? No, because he was on the losing end of it. He's like, I don't want to touch that thing. So I mean, I don't. And she went back in, and of course she gets hugged. She gets hugged by all of her teammates, and she's just, she's not happy. I mean, She wanted to be on the receiving end of winning the Walter Cup. Can't blame her, But I mean, amazing game. The Minnesota Frost now because I also got a picture of the banner, the initial banner that they have where it just says PWHL Minnesota. Now they will have a banner with the actual logo on it. It's fantastic. 2 years of the PWHL, 2 pretty good successful years, both won by the Minnesota Frost. And I have to say, the Minnesota Frost, because I was kind of following it getting toward the end of the season, they were in 5th. With 2 games to go, they were in 5th place out of the 6 teams. They were not looking good. They needed to win in regulation time the last 2 games because they had the tiebreaker over Boston. They needed to win both of their games in regulation, the last 2 games, to make the postseason. They did. They found a way. They won both of their last 2 regular season games in regulation. They made the postseason on the very last day of the season. It's what they did last year. They did it in the first year too. They were 4th place, and they were on the table. They 4th place. Now it was a little tougher last year because it's a best of 5 series. I mean, obviously, you only have 2 rounds because there's only 4 teams that get in, 4 out of the 6. Next year, you'll have probably 4 out of 8 because you're going to have Seattle and Vancouver come in next year. But I mean, it took 5 games in the first year. It took the Frost 5 games to beat Toronto. They fell behind 2-0 in that series, and I thought, well, Toronto's got this pretty much well in hand. Toronto, by the way, had the best record in the PWHL that first year, and it's interesting because the team that chooses, or the team that wins, or finishes number 1 in the league with the best record in the league, they get to pick their opponent. They get to pick who they play. So you're thinking, okay, number 1 seed, obviously you're going to play the number 4, right? Well, that didn't work out that well for Toronto. So this year, the Montreal Victoire, they finished first in the league. And they decide, we're going to avoid Minnesota. We're going to pick Ottawa. We're going to play the Charge. Well, Ottawa beat them in 4. The 3rd place Ottawa Charge beat Montreal in 4. And of course, which then set up the rematch with the Frost and the Scepters. Now, the Frost, it took them 5 games last year to beat the Scepters. They were down 2-0. They had to come back. They came back, won 3 straight to win that series. A little easier this year. They beat Toronto in 4. They beat the Scepters in 4 games and, punched their ticket to the final. And I'm thinking, okay, hey, they got they're back in the final, got a chance to repeat here. And then, of course, it's interesting. Same thing in both series. They lost the first game. The Frost lost game 1. Then what happened against Toronto? 3 in a row. They go and they win 3 in a row. Game 1 against Ottawa in the final, they lose that first game. And then they proceed to win 3 in a row. And it's interesting because they actually, on the PWHL site here, they go and they kind of show the records. The wins, the 6 wins that the Frost had, 4 of them were in overtime. 4 overtime wins. Insane. 4 overtime wins. Just unbelievable. I mean, they were. I mean, you talk about. You talk about clutch. Come overtime, they were. And of course, the Frost. They didn't lose a game on home ice. They went 3-0 on home ice. So I mean, it was amazing. They went 4-0 on home ice. They won 3 of them in overtime. So I mean, they were incredible. I mean, they went. Just insane. They won the 2 games. The 2 games in Toronto that Toronto came here, and then they came when they won the 2 games that Ottawa had here. And it just goes to show that when it comes to Minnesota sports, the girls get it done. The girls can get it done. The PWHL, it's an amazing game. Those girls, they skate. I mean, they skate so well. Obviously, you would not put the Minnesota Frost in a game up against the Minnesota Wild. You wouldn't do that. But I'll tell you what, that Minnesota Frost team, those girls, man. I mean, you've got Olympic medalists on that team. That team is an amazing group of hockey players, and it was such a cool moment to see them skate the Walter Cup. Which, by the way, the Walter Cup, I mean, you see it in person, it's gorgeous. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous trophy, and they do it just like the guys when they skate. They go and they pass the cup around and they skate it around the ice just like the guys do with the Stanley Cup. That's what the girls do. The Walter Cup, I mean, they're skating that thing around. They're holding it over their head. They're kissing it. It was so cool, and just it was such a cool moment to actually be there, and those games. I mean, nerve-wracking. Oh God, I mean, I kept thinking, don't do this. I'm like, don't do this like you did last year. Don't find a way to pull defeat from the jaws of victory here and send these 11,000 people home all disappointed, and then have to try to go back on the road again to win it. Well, they didn't do that this time. They got it done on home ice. They are your 2025 Walter Cup champions. The Walter Cup has been around 2 years now, and the Minnesota Frost has their name on it both years. So, congratulations to the Minnesota Frost, back-to-back Walter Cup champions. And, it's just, I mean, what a team they have. What an assembly of talent that they have on the Minnesota Frost. And yeah, I mean, Kendall Coyne Schofield, the captain. I mean, the emotion in her eyes on what this kind of stuff means, especially when she talked about before the PWHL, came into existence, that, there wasn't really anywhere for girls to play professional hockey. I mean, the dream was always the Olympics. And now, the PWHL is there. You have a professional women's hockey league. All these young girls that aspire to be great hockey players, they now have a professional league they can play in, and it's about to expand to 8 teams. And I want nothing but the best for this league. It is amazing hockey. These girls, they give it their all. They bust their backsides, and they're amazing players. They're absolutely amazing players. And what an experience to be at a game where a championship is decided. I had never seen that before until tonight. And my goodness. Oh, what a moment. What a moment. And to see 11,000 people absolutely go crazy, and that sea of purple. That sea of purple and lavender, which I need to get one of those Frost jerseys. I did try one on. I got a chance to feel it up close. The embroidery on the logo is fantastic. It looks awesome. And it's a 2XL fits me. So I still need to get one of those. I need to get all the teams at some point. I need to get all of them, because I'll tell you what, the Ottawa Chargers. I mean, a lot of people aren't too crazy about the Chargers name or their jersey. Seeing that white Charge jersey tonight on the ice, that looked nice. That really did. The red one is phenomenal too. So I need to get those jerseys. I need to start getting those jerseys too. The Frost, of course, being the first one, and yeah, just what a moment. What a moment it was to be there in the XL Energy Center to watch for the second year in a row the Minnesota Frost, the PWHL Walter Cup champions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. And yeah, if you get a chance, wherever you are, if you have a PWHL team in your area next year, go watch one. Go see a game. The season tickets are not that crazy. The price wise, they're not that. I mean, we saw how much they're charging for season tickets for next year, and I'm like, those are kind of worth it. I mean, you're talking 13 games. You're talking 13 games. They start out at $23 a game. $300? $300 for 13 games? I'm like, that's tempting. That's very, very tempting. So, it's not that horribly expensive, and it's a lot of fun. Very kid friendly. It's an amazing atmosphere. Go watch a PWHL game if you're in Montreal, Toronto, Boston, New York, Ottawa. Go to those games. They're fantastic. They're so fun to watch. And to see a game like this, to see a championship decided, to see your home team win a championship for the second year in a row, man, what a phenomenal feeling. What a phenomenal feeling. And yeah, so next year, the PWHL will have 2 new teams. The league will expand from 6 to 8. Seattle and Vancouver come in next year. Hopefully, we'll have names at some point. Hopefully, they won't just be PWHL Seattle and PWHL Vancouver. You've got time between now and next year. You got time. Figure out a name. Figure out names. Figure out logos for these teams. It's there. You can figure it out. You've got time for it. But yeah, if you got a chance, go see the PWHL in action. Those girls, amazing hockey players. And again, I congratulate the Minnesota Frost on their second consecutive back-to-back Walter Cup championships. And yeah, hell of an experience to be at, and was so happy I was there to be a part of it. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Hit that like button, smash that like button. That would be absolutely awesome. It definitely helps the channel out. Hit that subscribe button. That also helps the channel out. Doesn't take that long. That way I know I can see you back here. Just hit a little subscribe. Just hit that little subscribe button. That would be incredible. Also, share the video with everyone that you know. Share it with your friends, your family. If you have people out there who love watching hockey, and they've never heard of the channel, let them know about the channel. Let them know the channel's here. I welcome every hockey fan. I would love to have every hockey fan in the world join me here at Larry's House of Hockey. And also hit that little notification bell. That will notify you anytime future videos are uploaded. And yeah, again, congratulations to the Minnesota Frost, the 2024 and 2025 Walter Cup champions. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I will see you guys later.